With all the buzzing business news stories of the day, I'm Vikram here on ET Now with this edition of Business at 9. Hello and a very, very warm welcome. Right now, we're focused on the kind of protest we've seen in Karnataka. That signboard row in Karnataka has escalated with the Chief Minister, Siddharamaiah, chairing a meeting today, and he's directing 60% of all nameplates to be turned into Kannada. He's given businesses and organizations time until the 28th of February next year to comply with these rules. But what do the people of Bengaluru have to say? Here's a capsule of perspectives that we've collected on ground.
Fortunately, I haven't faced any, any discrimination here, and I understand though, like people here, sometimes locals feel, not given equal opportunity. But having said that, there are good opportunities for everyone here, and every state should be welcoming to the outsiders.
It's a good move. They're coming here, but my point is they have to equally give their share of voice, and they have to respect our land. So that is more respected, which we are seeing, which is very less. And I am for the locals. The job has to be given more for them. The reservation has to be given, and a lot of opportunities has to be given more than them. It's not that it is only for us, but for the other migrants also has to be given.
Of Chennai, or I take an example of Hyderabad. People here, they speak Hindi, which makes us easy to coordinate with them. Even the rickshawala, if I take, or the local vendors, if I take, they actually welcome people who are coming from outside. So I do not see a groupism in the city. So which makes us feel that we belong to this city and we take pride in that.
Here, migrants are becoming more than Kannadigas in Bangalore. That's what I can say, sir. Nothing. Whatever migrants, if they come and settle, no, I give suggestion to manage all the languages. So they can also, wherever they can go, they can manage. That is my suggestion. See, I being a Bangalore, I know Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, English, Hindi. So that is how. I being a localite Kannada, I know all the languages. Speaking with all the migrants, I have learnt all the 5 languages.
It's about soaking into the local culture, and you heard two sides of the story, the migrant side and what the locals have to say as well. Let's get perspective on this. The brand guru Harish Bijoor joining us. He's a resident of Bengaluru as well. Harish, you heard what they had to say. A city like Bengaluru has so many migrants. In the state capital, according to the state's census of 2011, there were 42% who were migrants in Bengaluru. How much of a hit does Brand Bengaluru take on the back of this signboard row, as it were? What you see right now, it is going to be a bit of a hit on what Bengaluru has been able to create for itself as a brand, don't you think?
Okay, Vikram, actually there's economics at one end, and then there's society at another. If you really look at the row and what's really happened over the last 2 days, I think it's all about, the city getting attention all of a sudden to say that, hey guys, you guys are demanding your local language to be actually implemented on the name boards of establishments. I think, the way it was done was totally wrong. Violence is wrong. Any kind of bringing down of boards forcibly is wrong. But the sentiment behind it, I think is perfect. Because, in a country like India, India itself is a very quilted country. Bengaluru, for that matter, is an even more quilted economy. Because if you meet 10 people, you will meet 6 of them are from outside and possibly 4 from Karnataka. But what really happens when this kind of tilt in populations happen in a mega city, people get sensitive. And I think that sensitivity is correct. Because at the end of the day, you can have one tax, one India. But you cannot have one language, one India. Because language is very, very localized. And I think as many places there are, that many languages, I think we should propitiate the local language, give primacy to the local language. Only then, I think this entire concept of unity in diversity is going to go ahead.
The economic concerns that you said at the start of your point that you were making, this push and pull that we're seeing within Indian states to mark identity, We are seeing this language war play out in Karnataka right now, but the fight of the north and south over the adoption of Hindi, for example, from a development perspective, is this a net negative, or do you see this kind of conflict as part of the generative evolution of the Indian economy?
Okay, Vikram, you've used a very terrific word called generative. And I think that's exactly what it is. I think, every economy is going through a change, and this change is a generative change. And this change, particularly, is going to get eyeballs into Bengaluru. A lot of people are going to say that, hey, guys, you are going backwards. But I don't think so. I think we're going forward. Because the idea being that give the local language, Kannada, the respect it deserves. If you give respect, you will get respect. And I don't see why businesses must not adhere to the rule that says that 60% of your signage must be in Kannada and 40% must be in English. Because at the end of the day, it's going to make us look that much more local. The more local you get, the more quilted we become. You go to Chennai, you have Tamil dominance. You go to Andhra Pradesh, you have Telugu dominance. You go to China, it's complete dominance of Chinese, just no English. Taiwan, where I've just returned from, absolutely the only thing I could recognize was a Coca-Cola bottle and the shape of Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola written in English. Even brand names have a mandate to be written in the local language. So when the whole world is celebrating the tapestry of its differentiated languages, why mustn't Karnataka? I think that's the reason I bat for the primacy of Kannada in Karnataka.
Organization like KRV say Kannada is caste, Kannada is religion, Kannada is God. Is this also defining our political landscape where electoral battles may be fought over this battle over regional identity? Would that be a departure from an overarching Indian identity?
Yes, I think that's going to be a reality. If you look at South politics, Vikram, as you've watched it for so many years, you will realize that South politics is very different. There's something called Dravidian politics. And then there is politics which is related to Kerala, which is very, very different. There's politics that's related to Andhra, which is totally different. So if you look south of the Vindhyas, you'll see this differentiation coming. Why south of the Indians? Jump into West Bengal, you'll see a differentiation. Jump into Bihar, you'll see differentiation. Jump into Orissa, you'll see differentiation. The rest of the states, there's a certain degree of commonality which is coming through. But differentiation is the norm. And the new norm for 2024 and ahead, I do believe is going to be differentiation. People are going to go back to their roots, back to their languages, back to the original foods they used to eat, and back to nutrition, which they used to love, which used to be very local, back to dressing styles. So I think language is a part of that. Politics is going to play a big part in it. Political parties are going to use this to their advantage.
In passing, hyper-local, if that's what is happening, especially in the language context, do you think it works out economically as well? And if so, how?
Well, economics is all about adjusting itself to what the local economy wants. And therefore, if people are able to say that, hey, listen, in Karnataka, it's very important to respect the local language, which is Kannada. So be it. The more you respect Kannada, the more your business flourishes. The moment economies and businesses understand it, I think they will all adjust to it, adjust to this tapestry, adjust to saying that, hey, I am from outside, but I must learn the local language. If I have to emote and vibe with the local businesses, local people, local consumers, I must talk Kannada, breathe Kannada, maybe even think Kannada. I mean, I'm just taking it a step ahead. Just suffice to say that language is equal to identity, identity is equal to culture, and language is equal to culture. As many states, that many languages, if not more.
Fair enough. Thanks very much, Harish Bijoor. Always pleasure getting your perspective on important issues related to brands. And this is definitely a battle for identity when you talk about what's happening in Karnataka and that signage row that has been unfolding over there.